Welcome to Brea Talks, an insider's look into topics that affect your experiences in the city of Brea. Whether you live, work, or play here, we're bringing you the information you need to better understand your city. So now, we invite you to listen in as Brea Talks. Hello and welcome. I'm Dan Fenstermaker, and today Brea continues its talk on recycling, today specifically on the organics program here in Brea. We welcome back our very own recycling team experts from the Brea Public Works Department, Francesca and Destiny. Thank you for coming back on to talk organics with us.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. Thank you for having us back again.
Of course. That was too much for one episode. I was so intrigued. We had to come back. We had to do a part two. Let's let the listeners know who, if you haven't heard part one, it's very insightful. But let's just catch everybody up on who you are and what you do.
Yes. So, hello. My name is Francesca, and I am a management analyst in Public Works. I oversee the solid waste and recycling programs for the city. That entails residential, commercial, and construction demolition activities.
Got it.
Hi, everyone. My name's Destiny. I'm the recycling coordinator here at City of Brea, and my main duties include helping with the implementation of the organics waste programs that include residential and commercial properties.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, both of you, for coming back. So in part one, as I mentioned, we discussed recycling, and the history of recycling, which items go where and why, and the common misconceptions and the importance of recycling properly, what happens if we don't. This episode, we are going to focus on the new changes happening in the city of Brea, specifically in terms of the organics program, also known as Senate Bill 1383. But before we get started, let's just be clear once again that what you hear in this episode regarding the current process of organics applies strictly to Brea only. For the sake of our discussion, it's possible that there are some similarities with surrounding agencies, but Brea has a contract with Republic Services, which is its waste hauler. And please check with your own agency's waste hauler for direction on the process of what goes where when recycling. So let's talk about the history of organics. We talked a little bit in the last episode about the history of recycling in general, but with a focus on organics this episode, let's talk about the history of organics and when it started and why it started.
Yeah, so Senate Bill 1383, that is the big bill. That is the big bill to know. It was passed in 2016 by Governor Brown, and it went into effect in 2022. It is an organics recycling bill, so it focuses on reducing the organic waste that would be disposed in the landfill to be diverted because, as organics break down, it emits a lot of greenhouse gases, specifically methane. So this bill is primarily to target the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, and also places requirements for certain businesses to donate edible food.
I see. Okay. And there's a mandate of to recover and redistribute 20% of edible food. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when do Brea residents need to start complying with this program?
Beginning July 1st, 2025.
Okay, so now.
Yes. I mean, yeah.
So last week, or this past week.
Yeah. So the bill went into effect in 2022.
Right.
But we were waiting until July 1st to get the program officially going. Okay,
so it goes into effect, and then the agencies have the ability to basically, do their part in education and implementation.
Yes,
so to speak. Okay.
Yeah. So other jurisdictions that have different contracts with different waste haulers, they could have started the, organics program a lot sooner. It really just depends on the capabilities and the agreement on the jurisdiction-specific waste hauler. So for us, it was Republic Services. Council had, passed our latest amendment back in March, and we were working with Republic Services to basically finalize a program that would best fit for Brea. So
Got it.
We're now beginning that July 1, 1383.
Great. Okay, so we're in it. So now that this is being implemented in Brea, let's talk about what items can go into the brown or green lid trash bins.
So before we get into what goes in the brown or green trash cans, I'm just going to give a quick overview on what could go in the trash.
Okay.
For those who might still be a little bit confused. So some of the things you could throw away in the trash include plastic bags, plastic wraps, pet waste, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Palm fronds, styrofoam, wax-coated paper products, ceramic, Pyrex, toys, clothes. Those are all a lot of the big items that can go in your regular trash stream.
Okay.
As far as recycling, you're going to want to throw any plastic bottles, metal, cans, paper, glass bottles, jars, cardboard, and just remember when you're throwing any of these products in your recycling that those items are either clean, empty, and dry.
Got it. Okay. I'm sorry. Can we go back? Did you say palm frond?
Yes, palm frond.
Did those go in the trash? They can't go. They can't go in yard waste, or
Yeah, those ones specifically can't be processed with the organic waste, so those will need to be thrown in the trash.
Okay, good to know. That's excellent. Excellent information.
Yeah, and then as far as what could go in your organics, which would be your gray body, green lid, or if you have the older versions of the trash carts, it will be your brown cart.
Mm-hmm.
That would include any yard waste, grass trimmings, branches, plants, food waste, food soiled papers, so napkins, pizza boxes, bones, dairy products. All of those food items would be able to be thrown in your organics cart.
Got it. Okay.
And
you touched on pizza boxes.
Yeah.
That's kind of a new one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people think that since it's still cardboard, it could go in your recycling. But if it's soiled, let's say like the top part of the lid is still intact and there's no food residue on that side, you are able to rip it apart and put that piece in the recycling cart and then throw the other part of the pizza box in the organics.
Right.
But yeah.
What about just non-soiled cardboard? Is that still good for the organics?
You could technically put cardboard in the organic or into. So the cardboard can, if it's clean, can go into the recycle. If the cardboard is clean, it could still technically go into the organics.
Okay.
So like, for instance, a lot of residents are like, oh, if I'm putting the organics into my cart, it's going to stick to the bottom or to the sides or whatever. One of the tips that we usually provide is getting a piece of cardboard, newspaper, some sort of...
Lining it?
Yeah, and putting it in the bottom so that way food isn't getting trapped down there.
Got it.
Because, if you think about it, if you're putting the cardboard down and then you're putting food on top, it is now...
It's soiling the cardboard.
Yeah. If it's completely clean, throw it in the recycle. But if you have cardboard that, is lying around that maybe you're, can't go into the recycle cart, maybe you had a bunch of stuff that is already in there and it's full, then, you could technically put it in your organics and use it as a way to absorb some of that extra moisture from, decomposing food waste.
Okay. Clean cardboard can go in either. Soiled cardboard, definitely in organics.
Yes.
Let's talk about types of cardboard. Let's talk about, I buy a new flat screen television.
Okay.
And it comes in a cardboard box. Mm-hmm. And it's huge and bulky. And now my recycle bin is already full. Could I put a cardboard box from, something like that, that has that's been printed on and that has, because I know, mixed materials, right? So is that something that could potentially be in an organics cart?
If there's like stickers on it, no.
Right.
But
right.
if there's like a piece of like clean cardboard, then yeah, it can go into your organics.
So maybe the better play is like any kind of like pieces of cardboard that are inside that are helping separate the components of the television or the remote control and stuff from rattling around and stuff. That stuff is probably okay, but still best to stick I accumulate so much cardboard from boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
And like stuff I buy. Amazon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like an Amazon box without a sticker on it.
Without a sticker, without any tape.
Then
you, if
I needed to save room in Brea, let's be clear, we're talking about Brea.
If it looks clean, if it doesn't look,
Right. Like use common sense. Like at some point you got to understand, like, if it's all done up with stickers and tape and it's all just might
Printed
as well.
on.
Yeah.
What about I know, I'm sorry. I want to make sure that, like, because sorry listeners, you're gonna have to wait while I get all my questions answered. I'm asking for a friend. Amazon box has tape on it, stickers. Can it go and recycle?
The cardboard, yes. It's if you want to be an absolutely perfect recycler, you should be taking those extra materials off and then putting those in the trash.
Got it.
But like, on the day-to-day, like I don't see everyone taking off the stickers. Right. It's, it is extra work.
I'll tell you this. We did a promotional piece internally on recycling and what goes where, and there was a scene where we had a Starbucks cup.
Yes.
And the question was, is it recyclable if it's clean? And yes, but the sticker has to come off of it.
Sticker has to come off.
And now,
yeah,
when I'm at home and I walk to the trash, I take the sticker off every single time. And I'm like, Francesca, you got me again every time. So just, again, doesn't take much. It doesn't.
Yeah,
and those stickers actually come off. I will say, Starbucks, shout out to Starbucks. Those stickers come off quite easily if you're,
it's, like a lot of, I understand a lot of the hesitation and frustration behind, the bills. It's definitely going to take time. It's going to take, building new habits.
Right.
We get it. That's why we're really trying to promote education. We want to work with the residents. We want to work with the businesses. We don't want to, issue, fines or anything.
Right.
We really do want to provide as much education, training as possible. That's why, we tell residents, if you live in a certain community and you want us to come out in person or you want Republic to come out in person, please take advantage.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, education is definitely the big piece because it's like once you can't help but not know afterwards.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that's where it's like my conscience comes into play. And I'm like, well, I know that I have to do this if I want to do this. Okay, I guess I'm doing this.
Yeah.
This is like, yeah, for sure.
And again, if you don't know where to throw, if you don't know where to put something, just put it, it's just better to put it in the trash.
In the trash, headed for the landfill.
Yeah.
Good to know. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper into this. Just like in episode 1, we discussed common misconceptions or wish cycling, that people put the wrong thing in the wrong bin. Let's talk a little bit further about what you might think would go in your organics bin that shouldn't. We talked about palm fronds. That's a new one. I did not know. That's good to know. Is there anything else that we can think of off the top of our head that people think might be organic and isn't?
Just recapping again, the pet waste. The pet waste should definitely not be put in the organics bin. And
it's not fertilizer.
Yeah, it's not fertilizer.
It's not fertilizer. Stop trying to make it happen like it's fertilizer.
Yeah. And another item that a lot of people think would be okay to be put in the organics would be the compostable bags.
Okay.
That's one item that definitely can't go in there since it won't decompose at such a quick pace to where it's be where it's able to be processed and turned into an organic composting material.
Okay.
Some waste hauler facilities and haulers are able to collect compostable bags. It just depends on their technology, what they're able to process. So different haulers are able to process different materials. But here for the City of Brea, Republic Services asks that we do not use any compostable bags.
Okay.
So if you are interested in putting your organic or food waste in some type of bag, we recommend using paper bags.
Okay.
Since it's still a paper product and it could be decomposed and
Sure.
Processed. But yeah, paper bags is definitely the way to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I do want to add on for the palm fronds because people are like, but it's a plant.
Right.
This should go in the organics.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've got questions, but I, for the sake of our listeners' time, wasn't going to go there. But Francesca, please help us.
I circled us back. So, long story short, palm fronds are fibrous, very fibrous. The facilities that Republic and other waste haulers use cannot process the palm fronds or other super fibrous materials the same way as other green waste.
Okay. It just doesn't break down. It's
It either doesn't break down fast enough. It can, when the food waste is taken to a facility, it almost gets like chipped down.
Got it.
Into like an even smaller material.
like a food processor would,
Yeah,
Yes.
It's like the sludge.
Yeah. Gross. Okay.
Well, sometimes it's not super sludgy. I mean, like it just depends, but like they make the material smaller so that way they're speeding up the
they're
processing.
accelerating the decomposition of the waste.
And with palm fronds, fibrous material, like it's just either harder on the machine or it doesn't break down fast enough. And like same with the biodegradable compostable bags.
Right.
They break down at a different pace than regular organic material. And there are certain composting facilities that even see these types of bags or even like other compostable plastics like, forks and whatever.
Right.
They see those as contamination. They see those as another form of plastic that cannot be processed.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
So it's just better,
Yeah. They're not taking the time to read, is it a compostable bag or is this just a bag from your local grocery store?
Is this bag green?
Yeah, is this bag green or is this fork compostable or is it just another fork that was picked up at?
Right. And that's like a whole other conversation.
Sure.
If we want, we can talk about Senate Bill 54 another time.
Yeah, I smell a part 3.
Yeah, I mean.
maybe next year. I mean, I don't know. You guys got me. I'm super interested in what else I'm more interested in what else I don't know that I've been doing wrong for so long.
Coming soon.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
But yeah, so I just wanted to give additional background on that, because we do get a lot of questions from residents as to, but what about this? But why, why, if yes, this, then why not this?
Right. That's good. That's good. Okay, you just mentioned residents. That's a great segue. Let's talk about businesses or multifamily units or, things of that nature. How would they participate in the recycling with their organic waste? These buildings don't have regular waste carts. How would they participate in that?
Yeah, so we are working with all multifamilies and apartment complexes to make sure that they are set up with all 3 waste streams. They will be set up with these services towards the end of our implementation. Okay. Ideally by September, everyone in the city should have their services set up, whether it's residential or multifamily. But yeah, depending on the apartment complex, they will either have the container services. So, every unit will be responsible for separating their own trash and being sure that they're throwing that trash in the right bin. It will be similar to what, the residents who are living in homes are doing. But yeah, it's just a lot more responsibility on the property managers to make sure that their tenants are getting this education and that they are aware of the services that are provided by the property, and just making sure that their units are doing their part. That way, they aren't receiving the fines,
Right.
or the potential fines.
Right.
But yeah.
What about businesses? Businesses, they were kind of among the first in this discussion, right? Restaurants, a lot of food, potential food waste there, organic materials there. What about businesses? How do they participate?
Yeah, so businesses, they will have to be set up with the organic services as well. Depending on how big the businesses are, they might be eligible for waivers for organic waste, since they, if it's like only 2 people in that business and, they aren't generating any food, they're maybe like eating 1 or 2 meals there, but aren't generating any organic waste. Like that's a case where they might be eligible for a waiver. It all varies depending on what we see. Either myself or Republic Services sees when they conduct a site visit and they go out and assess their waste containers, seeing what they dispose of on a regular basis, seeing what type of facility they use or how they use their facility, and what type of waste that they're generating. It's all dependent on each business. It's not a one fits all scenario.
Sure. You mentioned site visits. Is that something that is like mandatory? Is that something that they request? Is that something they request through you or through Republic? What's the process there?
Yeah, so a site visit typically happens when a business is requesting a waiver.
Okay.
So the main part of processing a waiver is ensuring that a site visit is completed, to get that clear understanding of what gets disposed at that business, how big that business is, just getting better insight on the business as a whole.
Okay, and if they're going to request a waiver, does that come through the City of Brea, or does that come through Republic?
It depends. Typically, it will come through straight to us.
Okay.
But if the business reaches out to Republic Services directly, they have like that option to work with our sustainability advisor to help them fill out the waiver, and then our sustainability advisor will relay that information and the waiver and their notes from the site visit to us, and then we're able to assess and make our decision.
Great. Okay. Awesome. Lastly, I want to talk about kind of like, let's let everybody know what the benefit is, right? We talked about the what sparked it. We talked about lowering the emissions, the greenhouse gases. What other benefits come from processing organic waste, the way that, in our case, Republic Services is going to? What is the immediate return that maybe residents and businesses might be able to take advantage of, with regards to organic recycling?
Yeah. So one of the products that you get from recycling your organics is compost. Compost, or if you're only recycling green waste, then you get mulch. But City of Brea, we work with the county, we work with Republic Services to provide compost material, mulch material to residents to apply to their own gardens. Our Public Works Park staff take compost and mulch to beautify and maintain, certain parts of our communities. So, compost mulch, it's a great application, and it definitely benefits our community.
That's great. It goes right back down into the ground. To round out the discussion, we've talked about this is 2 episodes long. There's a lot to remember. It's not impossible, but do we have any tips and tricks that we can give our residents and businesses to help with this transition right now? Have you guys seen any kind of any tips or tricks for best practices on how this can make things easier?
Yeah. We have like a multitude of, different things. It just depends on what would best fit that person.
Right.
For organics, we like to recommend doing like a lasagna, making your own lasagna, layering in the cart, put some green waste, food waste, green waste, food waste,
Okay.
Lasagna it up.
I'm never gonna look at lasagna the same now. Thank you.
Yeah. Sprinkle baking soda.
If you aren't generating that much food waste, another good tip is putting your food waste in a Ziploc bag and placing it in your freezer until collection day.
Oh yeah.
That's another method in case you are like worried about the smell or anything. That way, once it's collection day, you just dump out the bag in your organics and it's
good.
Taken care of right away.
I like that.
Yeah, keeping your organics cart in a shaded area,
especially during the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife's a teacher, and so she was off for the summer one year, and she decided that she was going to clean out the fridge and all the expired stuff was going to get thrown away. This was the day after the trash had been taken. So needless to say, a week in the trash can in the sun. We were a little more methodical about that now. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. And again, like I mentioned before, it is creating the habits, being more mindful.
Right.
So let's say, you don't have a spare coffee can or an old Tupperware that, you can't use, or, you want something more official.
Mm-hmm.
Then Republic Services does provide like a kitchen pail. It's like a 2-gallon kitchen pail.
Oh.
You would have to, pay for it.
Okay.
So, that's a route if you wanted something, but you can also go to Amazon, if you want a different.
Something with a lid on it and then
But like for the most part, a normal Tupperware, that you don't care about anymore can do the trick. An old coffee can, really anything, like you said, that has a lid can act as a kitchen pail. But I know that the Republic Services kitchen pail has like pictures and text on the pail. So like if you want like a visual reminder sitting in your kitchen all the time, then, maybe that will work for you. Okay. But if you automatically, just need just another form of container to use, then you can use anything.
Okay.
And on that note, Francesca, you just reminded me that all Brea residents should be receiving stickers in the mail that are designated for your trash can. So there will be one specific to trash, one specific to recycling, and one specific to organics. Okay. And those stickers will show exactly what could be thrown in each can and what can't.
Okay.
So it will make sorting a little bit more easier for everyone.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, especially since out in the community, there are different colors and stickers floating around. Right. Like the old carts are, brown for the yard waste, now organics, and then green for recycle, and then black gray for trash. That's like the old colors. Right. The new colors, which are state mandated, everyone in California has to have the same colors for the same stream. Okay. Black gray trash, blue recycle, and green organics.
Okay.
So the new stickers that were sent out are to help, if people right now do not have the new carts, then those stickers will definitely be a big help.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, and if you still happen to be a Brea resident who is missing either one or more carts, contact Republic Services so that way they'd be able to get you your missing cart and you'd be able to do your part in helping recycle and throw away your organic material.
Perfect. Do we have an ETA on new carts getting rolled out? Is that?
So right now we're transitioning. We have technically until 2036 to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's way out there. We are planning on implementing a lot faster than that, but according to Senate Bill 1383, we have until 2036 to make an entire transition of carts out in Brea, and that's carts, that's bins like that businesses use. They all have to be color compliant.
Got it.
So we have until 2036, but we are making that transition now. It's a bit slow, so residents.
So all the bins, the bins that you see in businesses, the blue bins will now be recycle bins.
Yeah.
And even though like, blue is kind of the common color for like
Yes.
some of those bigger bins.
Yes.
Now we're talking about having those blue, like having bins that are blue, ultimately becoming recycle bins.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, typically like what Republic Services is doing is really changing out the lids. It's the most cost effective.
Sure.
Instead of ordering thousands of new containers.
Yeah.
Because it's really the lid that
Yeah.
counts.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Anything else? This was a lot, but I want to make sure that we don't miss anything. I definitely want to let people know where to go once again. But anything else? Any final thoughts before we wrap this thing up?
No final thoughts from me. I just say if there are any Brea residents who have any additional questions or are looking to get clarification on anything, just know that you are welcome to reach out to the RecycleBrea team, and we'd be happy to answer any of those questions for you or help you in navigating any issues with Republic Services. Just reach out to us at the RecycleBrea at CityofBrea.gov email.
Perfect.
Yeah. You can reach out to us. We're here to answer any questions that you may have on the program. Again, if you want us to come out in person, assess your site, give you any tips, we're here. We're here to help. We're going to be at city events. So, come say hi to us.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are out at Country Fair.
We're going to be at Country Fair. We'll be at Brea Fest.
Brea Fest, yeah.
Yeah, bring your questions.
I love it. I will say this, just a quick testimonial from the lowly podcast host. You guys have done a lot of outreach here internally as we as an organization have tried to, implement these steps into our waste generation and processing and sorting. And I will say you both do an excellent job.
Thank
with
you.
us here.
Thank you.
And you have some pretty, some pretty stubborn people that work here.
It's a learning process.
And you managed it, and you managed to break through. So you are definitely the two for the job. So
Thank you.
Keep up the great work.
Yeah, trying to make it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Thank you both. That's it for this episode of Brea Talks. This episode and all episodes of Brea Talks can be heard wherever you get your podcast, as well as on Brea TV and our Brea TV app. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, rate, and review, and we'll see you next time. Thanks again for listening in as Brea Talks.